Ladies and gentlemen, this article is really, really disturbing, but not surprising because it's going to question about free speech in America, right? Nazi saluting teens provoke outrage in California after photos flooding internet. And this article comes from NPR. It says a series of photos featuring a group of teenagers crowded around a swastika made of red plastic cups, laughing, toasting, and Seig Heiling over the Nazi symbol is shaking swaths of predominantly white and affluent communities across Orange County, California, where at least some of the teens are enrolled in high school. It continues to say the pictures were taken at a recent party and posted to Twitter and Snapchat over the weekend, going viral and ultimately capturing the attention of local law enforcement and Newport Mesa Unified School District officials, which have both launched investigations into the students' activities, which they're not going to do a damn thing. But I'm going to continue on. It says, while these actions did not occur on any school campuses or school functions, we condemn all acts of anti-Semitism and hate in all of their forms, the district told NPR in an email statement. The statement followed letters sent to parents on Sunday confirming some students create inappropriate anti-Semitic symbols. Let me stop you right there. Now, I remember what my mother told me a long time ago. It's not how it's not what you are, it's the way you've been raised. Well, these parents raise these kids to know hate. You can't be born racist. Parents have to teach you to be racist. And this is what's going on. See, we live in a society that freedom of speech has been tested. When it comes to Colin Kaepernick, for example, took a knee about 2 or 3 years ago when he was, stand up for the national anthem. And as you can see, he's been banned. He's been blackballed by the league because of it. When you have Nazi salutes, when you speaking Seig Heil and offensive to not just African Americans but all Americans, it's allowed. And now they're gonna try to play it off and say, well, it didn't happen in school campuses, but we're still investigating. Well, the thing of it is that obviously this is offensive, and people gonna be insensitive of this. But yet they're gonna sweep it under the rug because they're gonna continue to say, well, it's free speech. People can say and do whatever they want to do, and it's off campus. They're gonna try to sweep that under the rug. And so, if we, it's like a black student in Florida took a knee, really did not even stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, he was arrested for it. Charged with doing that. But yet, this story is free speech. They're gonna say, well, this is freedom of speech. This is what all people on the other side, who are conservative will say this. Well, it's free speech. People have the right to say that. It's not on campus. But at the end of the day, it's still offensive in so many forms. I'm going to continue reading this. It says, many times off-campus student actions under the care of their parents and guardians negatively impact our educational environment. We take our responsibility to students seriously when they are in our care and when their actions outside our care impact our learning environment, official says. Adding that the district does not shy away from this responsibility. They're not going to do a damn thing about this because if they were really serious about this, they would have had policies, whether it on campus or off campus, about stuff like this. They're not going to do a damn thing because one thing they're going to say is their attorney's going to get involved. I'm talking about their kids' attorneys are going to say, well, it's free speech and it's off campus. You can't say, you can't do anything with that. That's what they're going to challenge them. It's off campus. And what they're doing is free speech, which is hate speech, but it's still free speech. Adriana Agulo, a spokesperson for the district, told NPR officials are cooperating with Costa Mesa and Newport Beach police departments in an investigation to determine a course of action. Students are suspected of underage drinking. Most of the teenage boys and girls in the photo are hamming it up for the camera, celebrating as nearly all raised as their right hand to deliver what looks like the Nazi salute. A few can be seen holding their phones. At least one girl appears to be taking a picture of the swastika made up of about 100 red plastic cups that look as though they've been set up to play a white supremacist version of the popular drinking game beer pong. Several outraged Instagram and Twitter users have been spreading screen grabs of the images online, adding what they said are the names of the individuals involved, an act that is drawing some criticism from people who argue the students are too young to have their identities published. Okay, Charlene Metoyer, president of the school board, told the Mercury News she was simply devastated. As a school board, we're not only concerned about the underage drinking, but also the mental health of the students who participate in this horrendous act and all their fellow students who will be affected by it. This is appalling to not just our Jewish student community, but to all of us who care about human rights. Interesting. Keegan Hanks, a senior researcher at the Southern Poverty Law Center Intelligence Project, told NPR the number of hate groups are on the rise in Orange County. Over the last year, the organization has identified 8 new groups, including some that have made a calculated attempt to bring younger people into the movement. According to the Hanks, there has been a national shift among the white supremacist and neo-Nazi groups. It wasn't that long ago that we were having conversation about whether the movement was going to age out. You would go to conferences and it will be an audience full of white men in their late 30s and up. Now you go to the same conference and they're so out and the average age has dropped by 20 years, Hank explained. Groups like Patriot Front, a spinoff of Vanguard America that was founded by Thomas Rousseau when he was 19 years old, and Identity Europa aggressively tried to recruit teens on high school and college campuses. Hank said he noted that the internet and social media outlets have proved invaluable to recruitment efforts by these groups and hasted the spread of their racist ideology. The Anti-Defamation League noted the large single-year increase in anti-Semitic activities in 2017 since it begins tracking incidents in 1979. As NPR's Emily Sullivan reported, that year K-12 schools surpassed public areas as locations with the highest number of anti-Semitic incidents. They were, get this, 457 incidents in K through 12 schools, a dramatic increase of 94% from the previous year. On college campuses, there were 204 incidents, an 89% increase, Sullivan reported. In November, a group of Wisconsin students created a viral prom photo in which a few dozen boys posted in the Nazi salute. A student at Newport Harbor High School told the LA Times she was not necessarily surprised by the photo featuring the swastika on the Nazi salute. Jocelyn Navarro told the paper most students self-segregate into groups of people with similar ethnic backgrounds. Additionally, she said she witnessed instances of casual racism on campus. Let me stop you right there. You see a lot of school students doing Nazi salutes, doing Seig Heil salutes, or speaking Seig Heil in support of these white supremacists. And it's still going on in high school and college campuses, and nothing's been done. Now, people go and say, well, Lions Den, you got to understand, this is freedom of speech. People have the right to do or say whatever they want to say, but I guarantee you these same groups will say, well, what Colin Kaepernick did when he took a knee is disrespecting the flag, is disrespecting the national anthem. These are the same people who say that. And yet Colin Kaepernick still don't have an NFL job today. I mean, even though, that they settled their collusion suit, they're still going on. So I'm thinking, ladies and gentlemen, that when it comes to freedom of speech in this country, it's going to get tested. And obviously, you have white supremacists, we have neo-Nazis, we have white nationalists. They're going to continue doing what they're doing. Because guess who? 45 is our president. Ever since 45 is the president, guess what's going on? You got all these Nazi people or neo-Nazis recruiting high school and college students to promote their hatred, and then you got white nationalists who do the exact same thing, and then it's openly racist. They can say, they can do whatever they want to do. So now you have people who are high school prom taking Nazi salutes. We have high school dances, senior high school dances doing Nazi salutes, and college campuses doing the exact same thing. What do you expect? And they allowed these things to go on. Then once they got caught, then the school board steps in and say, well, we're going to investigate, which they're not going to do a damn thing, but we're going to investigate the situation, and then once we find who the students were, we're going to seek legal action or seeking action towards it. You notice they're not going to do that because guess what? They're going to say, well, it's free speech. What can you do? Excuse me. And that's what I'm saying. They're going to use this free speech rule or free speech thing. They're going to say, well, it's off campus. It's freedom of speech. They can do or say whatever they want to say. And you can see that you hear the article saying that the neo-Nazi hate groups are on the rise now. You have white nationalists in Orange County, which is in California, which is one of the most richest counties in California. So you have all of this going on, and it's not just here in California; it's happening nationwide. But the conservative side going to say to you, well, it's free speech, it's off campus, you can do it and say whatever you want to say, but then they're not going to do anything with them. But for black students who refuse to stand up for the national anthem or the Pledge of Allegiance, they either get arrested or suspended. Even football players or sports athletes that do the same thing, took a knee, they kick off the team. So yet, like I told you before, of course, the freedom of speech is going to be well tested because of these incidents. So I'm going to continue with this article. It says, meanwhile, Jodel Hernandez said some members of the junior class recently wrapped up a lesson on the Holocaust as part of the history curriculum, adding that it's unlikely that the students in the photo was unaware of any offense the Nazi pose might cause. I'm going to stop you right there. They talk about the Holocaust in the Jewish community, but then they forgot about what happened in the black community when it comes to slavery. With the Ku Klux Klan, with the neo-Nazis, they believe the same old thing. They believe in lynching black people as well as the Holocaust. So obviously, they forgot about that. They forgot about what the Nazis did with the Jews at the time when they're dealing with the Holocaust. But then they forgot about what black people has been going through, been lynched by the same hate group, whether it's the neo-Nazis, the Ku Klux Klan, the white nationalists, the white supremacists. It's the same old people. So it's disturbing to see these neo-Nazis are on the rise, and nothing's going to be done about it. Nothing. Because all the talking points is going to be, like I said, oh, it's freedom of speech. What happened to them was happened off campus. Underage drinking, well, they're just kids. You have to get over it. These are the talking points they're going to use. And like I said, there's nothing going to be done about this story. I'm telling you that right now. Because all they're going to say is that I'm going to take this to court. And basically, obviously, because I'm gonna say, and then the judge going, I mean, the lawyers of these kids that was doing this is going to say, well, they're kids, that's their First Amendment rights, it's their freedom of speech, and the judge gonna go along with it, which is ridiculous, but they're gonna go along with it. I'm gonna continue reading this. It says, they show us graphic videos of the concentration camps. She said, it's not like our teachers need to show us any more about the Holocaust. They knew what it means. School district leaders have scheduled two community meetings Monday and Thursday to discuss the offensive social media posts. This is a time to come together to ensure that we have a common understanding of good values and moral judgments to instill upon our youth, the district says. And that's the end of the article. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you're having is that underage kids, teenagers, who are neo-Nazi members and white supremacists are doing what white supremacists do. Have a neo-Nazi, a Nazi salute, and speaking Seig Heil, which is offended to Jewish people and also offended to African Americans as well, because the Ku Klux Klan used that same logic like the neo-Nazis are doing. But they're using this to basically saying about what happened with the Holocaust with the Jews. But you notice, ladies and gentlemen, they're not talking about what happened in the civil rights movement when not just white supremacists, not just the Ku Klux Klan, but the neo-Nazis, same thing, attacking black people, lynching black people because of their hate. So obviously we're seeing this time and time again of what's going on. So this isn't new, and like I told you before, it happens in California, Wisconsin. It's going to happen in North and South Dakotas, Montana. It's going to happen everywhere, because again, ever since 45 is president, all these hate groups, ever since the incident in Charlottesville, Virginia, these hate groups is on the rise, and they experiencing it time and time again. And again, nothing's going to be done because guess what? It's freedom of speech. It happens off campus. Nothing's going to be done about it. Now, if black students will take a knee during the Pledge of Allegiance, or they refuse to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, they get suspended. They get arrested. If you're a sports athlete, like a football player, basketball player, they do the same thing. They kicked off the team and possibly suspended for that. If you're a cheerleader, they kick you off the squad if you do that as well. But yet, when they do the Nazi salute, toasting Seig Heil and knowing that they know that they're racist, it's okay. So leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this article. Like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel for the latest news and commentary. With that being said, this is Lions Den signing off. Deuces.